Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you for today's Bhakti Vedanta class. So we discussed in the 10th chapter, 20th chapter till 10th sloka. So in the 11th canto. So we'll be continuing from there. So our target is we have this chapter. So previously we already derived that diagram. So further some details we'll learn, and also we'll be seeing the some points about the Jnanis, and it's quite same discussion. So what we have seen previously in other sections, it's a repetition of the same thing, like Jnana Yogis, Jnana Marga. So there are the different things are previously covered in the previous chapters. So same thing we'll be also hearing again once again here. So yes, that diagram is a basic diagram. It's a very important diagram. So same thing we'll be seeing again and again, everywhere. Okay, let us continue. I hope we'll try to finish everything by April end. April end we'll finish the Bhakti Vedanta. So that is it.
Hare Bol, Ramakrishna Babu.
Yes, that means theory part I will finish, and exams gradually I will take. So anyway, you'll be offline. You can give those exams through online. Through online you can give, and thesis submission. So we'll be planning that. So it may take another 5-6 months to complete everything, all the procedures, but at least so this side part will be finished, teaching side part. So then other open book and other things will be doing gradually. We want, because I want to teach till 11th canto. So then I will ask Srikesh Group to switch to this 12th canto and finish that, because yeah, because for the Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, he's taking for a long period. Already fire is coming from there. So that's why for squeeze that fire, I need to go there. Otherwise, so then I will take 2 cantos. All the Saturday, Sundays I will take for the Bhakti Vaibhavas, and I will finish Bhakti Vaibhava 5th and 6th cantos, both I will take. And otherwise it will not. A lot of, by the mid of May I want to finish. Not mid of May, sorry, mid of June. So every day one chapter, 5th canto. Only thing is the secret, if we reveal to them, then everything is over. Only 10th canto is completely filled with the leelas, actually Ruchira leelas. So those are all, that's just that comes under the bhajan actually directly. So remaining other sections, this is about the karma, gnana, and this and that. So establishing Suddha Bhakti. So those are all developing for the Shraddha only. So it is based upon that diagram. If they learn this diagram, that everything is very easy and open, clear. So okay, we can do that also. Bhakti Vaibhava. So 11th sloka. Asmin lo 11th only na Prabhu? Asmin loke vartamanaha swadharmasto nagha shuchihi gnanam vishuddham apnoti madbhaktim va yadruchaya.
one who is situated in this prescribed duty, free from sinful activities and cleansed of material contamination, in this very life, obtains transcendental knowledge, or by peace, by fortune, devotional service unto me.
Yeah. So in the ninth sloka, Tavat Karmani Kurvita. So we have seen one has to do his prescribed varnashrama duties. Either he get the detachment or otherwise, so getting the shraddha in the Lord. Either of these. So if he is not getting, so he has to continue his varnashrama duties. So that's why this is the sloka establishing the importance of the varnashrama in the people's life, in the devotee's life also. So Prabhupada also saying in the many places. So just 1 minute, I am. So I'm not going to waste time, but just some today only I went through one point. Yeah, just one line. Vaishnava is not so. Prabhupada is saying Vaishnava is not so easy. The varnashram dharma should be established to become a Vaishnava. It is not so easy to become a Vaishnava. So no, it's not a cheap thing. Harisori is saying. So no, it's not a cheap thing. Prabhupada, yes. Therefore, this should be made. Vaishnava to become Vaishnava is Vaishnava. To become Vaishnava, it's is not so easy. If Vaishnava to become Vaishnava is so easy, why so many fall down? Fall down. It is not easy. The sannyasa is for the highest qualified Brahmana, not simply by dressing like a Vaishnava. That is fall down. So the Varnashram system, sorry. So the Varnashram system is like for the Kanishtas, Kanishtadhikari. Kanishta? Prabhupada is saying Kanishta. Huh? From the Prabhupada actually. Conversation actually. So anyway, Prabhupada is saying that means getting Sharanagati is not so easy. What is the underline here? We have to understand. Becoming Vaishnava means who will be called as Vaishnava, who is called as a devotee. Of course, we have so many, but according to the Rupa Goswami, so who is Vaishnava? So in this diagram, if you see, whoever is doing this Shuddha Bhakti, he is only the devotee actually. He is the Vaishnava. Yeah. Huh? No. One who got the Shraddha, he is the Vaishnava. Yeah. So Vaishnava means devotee. So after getting the Shraddha, so what is the meaning of Shraddha here? Yesterday we had discussed. It's a Sharanagati. So you remember, na? Sambal boliye. Tell me, prove that Shraddha is Sharanagati. 2 ways we proved. So before the getting the Shraddha, he is not devotee actually. Of course, we may call, that means Artha, Artha, the Gnana, Jignasu, these are also devotees, but they are not pure devotees. Yeah. So that's why Prabhupada is saying becoming Vaishnava is not so easy means getting the 100% Shraddha is not, that means getting Sharanagati. So is becoming Sharanagat to the Lord is not so easy. So then after the, if you completely surrender to the Lord, then okay, we can consider you as a Vaishnava. Then for you, there is no need of, so there is no need of following any dharma, Varnashrama dharma. After entering into the path of the devotion, there will be no fall down actually. Because Bhakti is so powerful, it can take care. So that means what it means after entering into the devotion, fall down is not possible means what kind of? So he will be called as devotee. So, but here also, but before getting Purna Shraddha. So, but we are not discussing this case. We are discussing this case. That means devotee will never fall down means this is the case actually. So that's why Prabhupada is also saying, who Vaishnava means he's saying about this person who entered into this path. It is Ananya Bhakti path. So that's why becoming Vaishnava is not so easy. That's why what he is saying, Tavat Karmani Kurvita. So until unless if you don't get the Purna Shraddha, so you have to function based upon the rules and regulations based upon the Varna and Ashram. It is compulsory. Okay, next that we have discussed. But today, after that, Karmarpanam also we have seen in the 10th sloka. Karmarpanam is, so once this Karmi is, 10th sloka is telling about the two things. Karmi can come in association of the Gnani And karmi can come in association of the bhakta. When he come in association of the gnani, then he will be doing the karmarpana. This is the 10th sloka. No, I am not. I said this is 9th sloka. That means tavat karmani kurvita is the 9th sloka, na? So until unless one get the 100% shraddha, they has to do the karma. So that is telling who is telling that? 9th sloka is telling. So now next I said that just Prabhupada quote I took, becoming Vaishnava is not so easy means what is the intention of Prabhupada? That means getting the 100% Shraddha is not so easy. That's why one has to initially follow the Varnashrama Dharma. That I said. Okay. And this Sharanagati is, Shraddha means Sharanagati, how to derive? Because what is here connection is there. Here Shraddha, for the Shraddha, what is the Hetu? So, no. This Shraddha is the Hetu for, this Shraddha is Hetu to what? To live. It is a Hetu to live karma. So since this Shraddha is becoming Hetu to live the karma, so that means it is becoming cause for living the karma, then in that case, you have to take this Shraddha as full dependency on the Lord. That means you are depending full on the Lord, and that's why you are able to, then that kind of full dependency can be the cause to live the karma. So that's why we are taking here Shraddha means Saranagati. That is the thing we yesterday discussed. Okay. Shraddha is the Hetu to give up the karma. That's why Shraddha means Sharanapati. This is the, and another way of proving Shraddha is Sharanapati is Shastrartha Vishwasa. What is the definition of Shraddha? Shastrartha Vishwasa. What is the Shastrartha? That means whoever surrender to the Krishna, he will be fearless. And whoever is not surrendered to the Krishna, he will not be fearless. So that is the Shastrartha. If someone is believing, that means he will becoming the Sharanagati. So that's why Shraddha means Sharanagati. Like that also you derive. There are the two ways to establish Shraddha is equal to Sharanagati. So it's the most important thing. So because unless if you don't know the meaning of Shraddha, so whole chaos is happening because of misunderstanding of this Shraddha only. So that's why Prabhupada is also saying becoming Vaishnava, just dressing like a Vaishnava is not a one is Vaishnava. When one can said as a Vaishnava, when who developed the 100% Shraddha. So coming in contact with the devotees, here you are coming in contact with the devotees. By that just you cannot, so you started practicing, you cannot say that I am devotee. So this is the benchmark. So before that one has to do karma. Tavat karmani kurvita is saying. Before getting the complete Shraddha, one has to do the karma. So that means in this area one should do the karmarpanam. So they should not do simply karma, but they should do karmarpanam. So this karmarpanam is done out of love. And if karmi is coming in contact with the jnanis, then also you will be doing the karmarpanam. So then this karmarpanam is done what? With the mood of the detachment. So then, yeah, who said this? That means karmarpana can be two types. Which sloka is telling? Text number 10. Text number 9 is saying, so you should do karma until you don't develop 100% faith. Okay. These two things are. And 11th sloka, what is saying? Asmin loke vartamana swadharmasto nagashuchi gnanam vishuddham apnoti madbhaktim va yadrichaya. So either suddham gnanam or otherwise madbhaktim. Yadrichaya madbhaktim. Two things. Asmin loke vartamana swadharmasto. By doing the karmarpanam, one can enter into, in the 10th sloka karmarpanam is said, then after that he will enter into this or bhakti. Okay. One second, I will open my mic.
Unless one develop the Sarda,
then one have to do his prescribed duty.
Yeah, tavat karmani kurvita. That means before, if you are sarvadharman parityaja, you are following sarvadharman parityaja, then there is no need to do any. That means you have full Shraddha.
means these devotees,
Ah,
those who are not fully surrendered,
ah.
they have to continue this Shraddha ceremony and everything.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to
Uh,
continue.
they have to continue that. That's
They
they
have to
have to.
continue.
But they have to continue according to Vaishnava Riti.
Vaishnava riti, yeah, they
Yeah,
have to do it.
they have to continue. They have to do, and that's why Sanatana Goswami gave with the hard labor. He did such a great work. So much hard work he did. Yeah. Oh,
So much detail.
so many details, so much thing he did. अरे तो चार्जिंग नहीं लगा, ऐसे छोड़ के चले गए. वो दुखी हो गए एक्चुअली अतुल गोपाल, उनको छुट्टी नहीं मिला. हाँ? दिन भर हाँ. हाँ. उनको बोले जाने के लिए, आप वाइंड अप करो. उनको बोलो, वो तो हम कर देंगे, चलो. उनको बोले चले जाने के लिए. So Vishwanath will see for this. Vishwanath is explaining more. तर्हि कर्मी किं प्राप्नोति इत्यतः अस्मिन् मर्त्यलोके स्थितः स्वधर्मस्य इति निष्काम कर्मकरणात् अनगः इति निष्पन्नत्वात् च शुचिः शुद्धान्तःकरण सन् विशुद्धं ज्ञानं निष्पापत्व. So this karmi being in his swadharma, by doing the karma arpanam, so antakarana is purified. That is Bhagavad Gita second chapter is saying. Okay, antakarana is purified, then he will be so getting the shuddham gnanam, entering into this shuddham gnanam, gnana path. Okay, shuddham gnanam. So nishpannatha shuchihi shuddhantakarana san visuddham gnanam apnoti. So gnanat, so that means he will be getting the gnanam, then after that he will be getting the moksha. This is entering into this moksha. Moksha apnoti. So edrucha. So he is doing the karma arpanam. So out of love means, or otherwise, if karmi is there and doing the karma arpanam, he also can come in contact with the devotee or not. Now he came in contact with the gnani and doing the karma arpanam for detachment. He can also come into contact, na. So there is a possibility like this also, na. Yeah. So that means karmi can go this directly or karmi can go like this also. Then karma arpana is doing and he may go like this when he come in contact this kind of devotee, this kind of person who is doing karma arpana for detachment. If he come in contact with the devotee by somehow or other, then he can go. He can do that same karma arpanam out of love, and also he'll be doing the sakshat bhakti. Or otherwise, karmi directly can come in contact with also devotee. So then he will also can do so the karma arpanam out of love, and also he'll be practicing the direct devotion. So that's why he is saying this point in the set. Edruchaya means by somehow or other, if he get this association of the devotee, this person or this person, so that they can get the bhakti. So visuddham gnanam apnoti gnanam. Okay, edruchaya yadicha edruchaya yadruchika shuddha bhakta sangha labha tada bhaktim cha shuddha bhakta. That means if he or he get the pure devotees association, then what will happen? Then he will be getting the this. That means he will try to develop shraddha like that. That means this karmi and the gnani whoever is doing initially, I mean karma doing for the detachment, that kind of person also both now will be started developing the purna shraddha. And because pure devotee, he associated pure devotee, so that's why he will try to develop the pure devotion. Then he will be, that means all the time pure devotee. Of course, initially he'll be saying to follow the karma, but he's hammering. He always hammers to surrender fully to the Lord. So then what will happen? He will be entering into pure devotion. This will happen. So that's my. But if this karmi or this one, if come in contact with the karma mishra bhakta, who didn't understand Ananya Bhakti. So like example in the Sri Vaishnava's case, karma arpanam is also they treated as a das. He or he So karma mishra, jnana mishra bhakti mat sadhu sangalabha. That means sometimes this person or this person may can come contact with the karma mishra bhakta, or otherwise he may also can come in contact with the jnana mishra bhakta. Or that means another two choices are there. So this karmi may come in contact with the karma mishra bhakta or jnana mishra bhakta. Then what will happen? This karmi then he will not come to know about Ananya Bhakti. Sadhus can be many types. We are discussing the Bhakti Sandarbha. Sadhus can be Ananya Bhaktas. That means, so whoever, that means leaving all other sadhanas and doing the only the Bhakti. And that means sadhus based upon the sadhana, three types: Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. First one is Kanishta. So that means based on sadhana. Sadhus can be three types: Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. So when we can say Kanishta, when he is doing the Karma Mishra Bhakti, Karma Gnana Mishra Bhakti. Karma Mishra Bhakti or Gnana Mishra Bhakti or Karma Gnana Mishra Bhakti, then he is known as Kanishta. Madhyama means whoever is doing the Ananya Bhakti. And what is Uttama Bhakta? So whoever is doing the Ananya Bhava. Ananya Bhava means Raghanuga Bhakti. Whoever is doing the Raghanuga Bhakti. So like this, devotees are categorized into three. So that means this karmi can come in contact with this or this or this. You can take these two are the Ananya Bhaktas only. Yes. So is here this Madhyama Sadhaka is before reaching to the Ananya Raghanuga Bhakti, he is known as so Madhyama. Once he reaching the, if he started doing with the Bhava, Raghanuga Bhaktas, how he will be doing devotion? They are trying to do devotion with the Bhava. Bhava means they try to imitate, or they try to not imitate, they try to follow the some role model in the Vrajavas, Vrindavan actually. So that's why they try to do bhakti based upon the bhava. So then those people, so maybe that is the higher, from the ruchi onwards you can consider. So this is the area of Raghanuga Bhakti. So those are the Uttama Sadhakas, the Madhyama. So like this, these two categories are Uttama. So Kevala Bhaktas, these two Kevala Bhaktas. If they come in contact with the karmi, this karmi can come into contact with the Kevala Bhakta, then he will be immediately, one day he will not, but he will be saying, this Kevala Bhakta will say to him. So gradually he should develop 100% Shraddha, because he is always hammering, pushing him. But if he come in contact with the Karma Gnana Mishra Bhakta, who doesn't know Ananya Bhakti, then what will happen? Then what will happen? Where he will go? So then this karmi can become either Karma Mishra Bhakta, or he will also then become, as per the association, he will become that. He may become Karma Mishra Bhakta or Gnana Mishra Bhakta, or otherwise Karma Gnana Mishra Bhakta. Simple technique is simple. It's very, very simple funda. So they are Karma Mishra only. They follow karma. Yes, very strictly they follow. They will go to maximum Vaikunta. Also Santarati in Gnana Mishra if they do. इसको पूरा करके हम दे देंगे. So Karma Mishra Bhakta or Gnana Mishra Bhakta association, if we get, then he will also become Karma Gnana Mishra Bhakta. And that Karma Gnana Mishra Bhakta doesn't know Ananya Bhakti. So then what will happen? So then, so Yadrucha Tayacha Premnam Prapnoti. Next, यदि च कर्ममिश्र ज्ञानमिश्र भक्तिमत् साधु संग लाभः तदा तदा ततः प्राप्तया कर्ममिश्रया ज्ञानमिश्रया च प्रधानीभूतया भक्त्या अंततः शांतरतिं प्राप्नोति. So these people will get the, so that means if someone is not able to develop ananya bhakti and for, so he is doing, keep on doing the karma mishra bhakti only, and he thought that this is only ultimate, then he will be getting the maximum of what? Shantarati. This is Shantarati. Shantarati, that means, or otherwise he may get the Salokya, Sarupya, Sarishti. This also he can get. He can also get the maximum of. So those are all really low. So you see, what are the different levels of the liberation? Salok, first, सबसे lowest क्या है? What is the lowest? Saijya. Saijya is lowest. Compared to this, better is what? Salokya, Sarishti, Samupya. These four. And compared to that, what is higher? Shantarati. And compared to that, what is higher? Dasya. Upar Sakya, upar Vatsalya, and upar Madhuri. And it is also having various levels, even Madhuri also. Once again, Madhuri is having many levels, hundreds of levels, but we know few. So by doing the Karma Mishra Bhakti, one can go either these four or this also, Shantarati. Okay, that details, if you want to know those details, so you can hear my 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I explained there actually in the 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita. I will release that, those on the YouTube. In Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Bhagavad Gita commentary, I discussed those all, so you can get. Okay. No, karma Mishra Bhakta will become next. He will leave the karma, or otherwise he may keep. So he maximum he can become Santaratin or down, not the upper. That you should understand. Yeah. So in the 7th chapter, that's Artha Arthati Gnani Jignasu. There it is there. And what is else? What else is there? Till now you can remember like this much. Santata Santaratim Prapnoti. Okay, if you want 5 minutes break, I can. A doubt. Okay. क्या पूछो? विकर्मार्पण कुछ अर्पण. Keep mic.
Today's scenario. So like maximum number of
devotees, they are doing vikarma.
They are doing vikarma.
So what is the destination?
But they are doing arpanam also.
Yes.
So that becomes vikarma arpanam. So
yes.
Does it? So I think it seems that doesn't become gate to Purnashita.
So we have to analyze. So there is a need to represent. There is a representative is needed to decide what is karma and what is not karma. You know, it is a science of the dealing the karma. So how can you say this is vikarma? How can you say this is karma? You see, even if you do agriculture, there are a lot of living entities are dying. You know, because of while doing plowing on the, and also on the and under the feet of a bulls, so many creatures are falling and dying. So that's why in this material world, karma cannot be done without some, so himsa. Even Kshatriya, when he kill, so he'll kill the people. So that's why who is going to decide this is vikarma? Who is going to decide this is karma?
Karma means varnashram.
Varnashram, that's why that varnashrama rules are not fixed. The definition of the karma is not fixed for the yuga. This changes actually. In every 10 years also it will change. one sadhu I met, he said every 5 years we should revise. So that means who will be deciding? The pure devotee of the Lord will decide. This is the karma today onwards. If they don't do this, then they are vikarma, and if they do, then they are doing karma. That is, authority is there in the hands of representative of the Lord. Then he has to rule he has to decide.
Who decides today?
Huh? Who decides today? You decide. Do sadhana. So the time come, it will be revealed actually. Okay. When time comes, it will be revealed.
Really, karma means we have to take varnashram.
Ah.
Anything out of varnashram is vikarma.
Vikarma. So that's a varnashram is a big, it's a big area. So then how to see that varnashram for this present context? So who will decide that? That is the pure devotee who reached the truth and who is having the connection with the Lord. He will decide actually. And he is completely seeing the truth. So that's why. That's Acharya will decide. Acharya will decide. That's Prabhupada said my 50%. Yeah, my 50% work is pending. He said, so that's why Acharya will come and he will revise that. This is Varnashram. For Kshatriya, this should be done now. So then Kshatriya is using the guns. So then are they having chemicals and other things. So, but this is a present scenario actually. Then that's why Acharya has to decide. This is the activities, and he will write, like the Chanakya wrote the Arthashastra, how the king has to function. Parasar wrote the Smriti. So this is the duties for the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. And the Manu wrote, Yagnavalkya wrote, hundreds of Acharyas wrote based upon time. Even that too, Vaishnava Acharyas also there, and Smarta Acharyas also there. So Vaidika Acharyas and Smarta Acharyas. So Vaidika Acharyas also defined. Vaishnava Acharyas also there, Saiva Acharya also there. So that's why for our community, we have to decide.
Prabhupada says simple living and high thinking.
Simple living, he gave some guidelines, but one should substantiate. That's why Bhakti Thakur asked, hey, whatever you are doing, that Daiva Varnashrama, it's important and you do it. He told to his son. Then somehow it is pending for new Acharya actually. New Acharya has to take it up. We are waiting for them. Okay, shall we continue? नहीं क्या समझ नहीं आया? You didn't get? What you didn't get? You want to fix it today only? What is karma and vikarma? It's not a joke. It's a designing the society actually. It's a designing society in the present context. It's not an easy task.
So, but for today's context, we can take from Prabhupada what is karma and what is vikarma.
Prabhupada didn't say everything na, in his book. He established the pure devotional service. For Kshatriyas, the details where he gave. Few things he may get hooks. So that's why he said, his disciples also asked, you go and refer the books, then get the idea. Study the scriptures, you'll get the idea. So Lord's plan, it keeps on going. It's not the one-day game. This universe is millions of times creation happens and goes. And this Kali Yuga, in that Kali Yuga, this span of time, what is this? This is nothing. So maybe it may late for 100 years also, it may late. It may become some late. There may be, but it will be continued. Don't worry. You don't worry about this. Okay.
But the general definition, it is understood.
Varnashrama dharma, that's all.
Karma means
Varnashrama dharma.
favorable to scriptures, and vikarma means against the scriptures.
Shastra Vihita.
Yeah.
So, but Shastra, who decides? So, Shastra means two types, Vedas and also Smriti. So, Manusmriti it is a Smriti given by the Vaishnava. Parasara is a Vaishnava. So, from their memory, it is written. So, generally, this dharma is defined by the Smriti Shastras. Because those are all variable actually, it's not fixed. Time, place, it changes. In the Satyuga, the dharma is different for Kshatriya Vaishyas. Now it is not, it's very difficult actually to decide. But it should be decided because of the scale, the three modes also there now also. So, but seeing the situation, one, it should be defined. Otherwise, it's not human civilization. It should be conducted based upon that science only. But what is details? Those, so present acharyas only will decide. So they do the tapasya, they do the austerity, they do the pure devotion, they connect themselves with the Lord, and they will get the revelation and they will start dividing the society. So that is a time to time it happens.
That Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. And
Kanishta,
Madhyama.
one second. Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama can be categorized into many ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that. So this Madhyama Adhikari, that Uttama Adhikari, you wrote that Raga Anuga. So Madhyama Adhikari, he don't have that Raga Anuga Smriti Krishna Samaran.
Vaidhi, he do Vaidhi Bhakti. Without Bhava, he is doing the Ananya Bhakti. So doing Bhakti with Bhava and doing Bhakti just because of the force of the, so the Shraddha. Because he has full Shraddha in the Lord. Because of that, he is doing the bhajan. But he didn't have any, because he before Nishtha, you cannot expect to get any bhava. No.
So how we can define that this Madhyama Adhikari, he don't have a Nishtha, not yet developed. He is not yet developed the Nishtha.
He didn't develop Nishtha means what it means? Nishtha and Shraddha different. Nishtha means steadiness. Shraddha means full faith. He got full faith. That means he's trying to do devotion 24 hours, but he's failing. And after Nishtha, he will not fail.
Okay, so he have Nishtha, but not Dhrida Nishtha. I mean,
hey, Dhrida Nishtha, kaun bole? Shraddha is the entry door. Okay, Shraddha is entry door. That means 100% faith he got, na?
Yeah.
That means he's trying to do devotion every minute.
Yeah.
But he is failing.
I understood, but after Sarda, how he is failing?
Anarthas are there because of anartha, because of the prarabdha. So he keep on getting the deviation. But he is trying because his Shraddha is there.
So okay.
तो आप बॉल को बैलेंस करने के लिए जैसे आप फुटबॉल सीख रहे हैं अभी, तो जस्ट बॉल को अभी you are trying all the time, but you are not becoming, you didn't become expert, so it is always slipping. Why it is slipping? Because you didn't become expert. So similarly, who got the Shraddha, then after the till the Nishtha, so here till Nishtha, he will be doing the devotion 24 hours. He is trying to do the sadhana bhakti, but there is a lot of instability. But after Nishtha, there is no instability. Continuously. Like the yogis, in the case of Ashtanga Yogi, in the Dharana, so he is trying to meditate every minute, but his mind is not fixed. But once he comes to the Dhruvana Smriti, so like that, he is trying to do devotion 24 hours, sadhana bhakti, but failing. Not only mind, body, speech. Sadhana means 3. Any one of these 3. समझे? Next sloka. स्वर्गिणोऽप्येतमिच्छन्ति लोकं निरयिणस्तथा साधकं ज्ञानभक्तिभ्याम् उभयं तदसाधकम्.
The residents of both heaven and hell desire human birth on the earth planet because human life facilitates the achievement of transcendental knowledge and love of God, whereas neither heavenly nor hellish bodies efficiently provide such opportunities.
So the glorification of human body is done here. 13th sloka. Tasmat utkrishtam naragatim prapya tatha nishtam swargatim narakagatim cha Krutabhyam Papa Punyabhyam Na Kamayeta Ityaha. So that means after getting what is said in this sloka, after getting the human body, it's very rare to get the human body. So because understanding the Ananya Bhakti is possible by the human beings, that means not to do the Karma Mishra Bhakti. So it's everything can be possible by the human beings. This. So that's why here is Krishna is glorifying after getting the human body. So one should not try for achieving the pleasure in the heaven or otherwise in the hell. So one should not try to do the punya and earn the punya or the papa. But what they should do, papa rahitam rugatim api sukhena tishteyam iti buddhya na kamayeta. Even that means I will lead the sinless life. This is also, so that means leading the sinless life. Some people you will be seeing in the society, they don't do any bad thing. I don't harm anyone. They always in the mode of goodness and they are always happy. This is also not the perfection of the human life. Imam naralokam yataha dehaveshat dehasaktya swartha gnana bhaktova pramadhyati. So then na kangshet dehavashat pramadhyati. Na narah swargatim kangshet narakim va vichakshana na imam lokam cha kangsheta dehaveshat. So imam lokam yataha dehavashat dehasaktya swartha gnana bhakto pramadhyati. If but that means what is happening if someone out of the bodily attachment, so swartha, that means being self-centered, that means being selfish and being attached to the body, then finally what will happen? Gnana bhakto, gnana or otherwise bhakti, gnana or in bhakti, in gnana or in bhakti, pramadhyati, that means he will be becoming, so he will be neglecting that. That means simply in this sloka what is said, whoever is not knowing the importance of the human body and if he simply uses this human body, so just for the either getting the punya or papa or otherwise just to live in a peaceful life, so like that if they do, then what kind of mistake they are doing? They are doing the mistake of either to enter, mistake of not entering into either the gnana or bhakti. That kind of mistake they are going to do. So that is said. Next sloka. एतद् विद्वान् पुरा मृत्योर् अभवाय घटेत सः नानरः स्वर्गतिं नानरगति. That this already I explained.
No. I think you explained wrong, I think. But
I did. But I explained this 13 only.
But 12 is
14,
not
12 is over, 13 also. Swargino Pietani, 12 we read.
Yeah.
12 we read na. So 12 का क्या है बोल दूंगा और 13 पढ़ के मैं आगे चले जाऊंगा. Okay. अतः so 12th sloka explanation I didn't do. I did explanation of 13 because hurry में मैं भूल गया actually. अतः मुक्ति प्रेम भक्ति साधकम नरदेहम स्तौति स्वर्गिणः, what is that? स्वर्गिणः इति षड्भिः ज्ञान भक्तिभ्यां ज्ञान भक्तयोः तदुभयं स्वर्गिनारिकी शरीरम. So in the 12th sloka, this what is said, this body is generally ज्ञान भक्तयोः तदुभयं स्वर्गिणोऽप्येतत् स्वर्गिणः अपि एतम् इच्छन्ति लोकं निरयिणः तथा साधकं ज्ञानभक्त्याभ्याम् उभयं तद asadakam. If you use the body for the either getting the heaven or the hell, then your body is not really used properly. Actually, body should be used to enter into either into the Gnana Marga or otherwise into Bhakti Marga. So that is said. The residents of both heaven and hell desire human birth on the earth planet because human life facilitates the achievement of transcendental knowledge and love of Godhead, whereas neither heavenly nor hellish bodies efficiently provide such opportunities. So tasmad utkrishtam naragatim uche अतः मुक्ति प्रेम भक्ति साधकम नरदेहं स्तवति स्वर्गिणः इति षड्भिः ज्ञान भक्तिभ्यां ज्ञान भक्तेः तदुभयम् स्वर्गिनारिकी शरीर. That means if you get the body in the heavenly planet, if you get the body in the hellish planet, by that body you cannot do the jnana and bhakti, but you can do jnana or otherwise bhakti by the human body only. So that's why human body is meant for either to get the mukti or otherwise prema. So either the mukti or otherwise prema. So that's why that is the greatness of the human body. But Swarginariki Sariram, that means body belonging to the heaven, body belonging to the hell, is not useful for this, for practicing the jnana or otherwise for practicing the bhakti. Okay, that is said. 13th sloka. Nanara swargatim kankshet narakim va vichakshanah naimam lokam cha kanksheta deha veshat pramadyate. So that's why you should not try to get the body of heavenly planet or body of the hellish planet. So that is said, because if you get the heavenly body, what is the, you cannot do the, you cannot get the mukti or otherwise prema. By using the hellish body also you cannot get the mukti or the prema. So that's why, so you should use this human body to get the either mukti or otherwise prema. You should engage those to practice either jnana or otherwise bhakti. So if you don't do, and if you just attach to the body, then what will happen? You will be the loser of either moksha or the bhakti. So this is the point is said. Okay, 13. Next, 14. Etad vidvan pura mrityor abhavaya ghateta saha apramattamidam gnatva matyamapyartha siddhidam.
The wise person, knowing that although the material body is subject to death, it can still avoid the perfection of one's life, should not foolishly neglect to take advantage of this opportunity before death arrives.
So that means if you get the bodily attachment and if you don't use this, then you will be loser of the either mukti or the prema. So same, that means we further continued. That's why vidwan, etad vidwan pura mrityoho abhavaya ghateta saha. So that means the intelligent person, what he do, knowing this, oh, this body should not be used to get the heavenly body or the, that means getting this, using this body to get the heavenly body means you are doing the yajna yagadis and punya karma. So that's why you'll be getting the heavenly body. If you do the papa, then using this body, if you do the papa, then you'll be getting the hellish body. So that's why you should not try to get either of this. What you have to do, vidwan, what he will do, knowing this, these two things, dhyanan mrityoh purvameva. That's why with intelligent person, before getting the death itself, what? Abhavaya. That means bhavanivruttaye yatheta apramatta analasa san ardha siddhidham apyetat shariram martyam marana dharmakam gnatva. So that means an intelligent person, what he will be doing? Before death, he will be trying to get what? He will be trying to, using this body, this is a human body, using this body, he try to get the liberation, moksha. No, he didn't say bhakti here actually. This is only moksha, okay? That this is a cycle. There is steps are there. So here what is said? Bhakti didn't mention here. Only one thing he took, because the next bhakti will tell later. So that's the intelligent person. What he will do? He will not use this body to get the either heavenly body or the hellish body, but he will use this body to get the moksha. So okay, he'll be using this body to get the moksha. What he is knowing? Oh, before mrityu, before death itself, I should do this. He'll be very much eager, hurry, because This marana dharmakam, this body is having the death, and I should not waste my time. And he will be very serious. Vidwan will be doing like that. But foolish people, they will go for this enjoyment, that enjoyment. I will build a house, form community, and having a nice wife, house, children, community, this, that, full of wasting the time. What is the need? And even if one is already grosth, and if he come to know, then what? He will be leaving the Gnani case. I am saying he will try to wind up program, not the expansion program. I will start one more center, one more business unit. I will start, and that, and one more. This expansion will not do. Increasing the relatives, increasing the friend circle, doing the clubs, trying to give more time to the friends circle, big community, and they are all supporters, and by that doing the big business, this, that, prapancha. Correct? What is going to happen? This body is finished. Marana dharmakam gnatva. This body is having the death, and he will be eager, serious. This is the vidwan, intelligent person, will try for the getting out from this material entanglement. So that is said in the 15th sloka. 14, 15, Prabhu.
14 Prabhuji. 15 not at red.
15 Mataji.
No Prabhuji. 14 only.
15 are 14 complete, 13 done, and 15 I did. Etat vidvan pura mrityor abhavaya ghatate sa. 15 I should na. I should read 15 na. That all I am saying.
Prabhuji, that one is 14. See.
I should read 15 or 14.
15. Mataji has to read 15.
एक छोटा सा मिस्टेक किया करके अभी स्टूडेंट्स की बुद्धि में ही आता है. बार-बार टीचर अभी से मिस्टेक ही करेंगे. यही बुद्धि कलयुग का बुद्धि.
एतद् विद्वान् पुरा मृत्यो.
It is done already. I explained this intelligent person what I wrote. Vidwan. 14 is done. I am going for 15.
Yes, Prabhuji.
क्या बोल रहे हैं आप लोग? 15. Let's go 15. I बोला. चिद्यमानं यमैरेतै कृतनीडं वनस्पतिं खगः स्वकेतुमुत्सृज्य क्षेमं याति ह्यलम्पटः.
Without attachment, a bird gives up the tree in which his nest was constructed. When that tree is cut down by cruel men who are like a dead personified, and thus the bird achieves happiness in another place.
Mind winds up. Books भूल गए सब लोग. देहावेश त्यागे दृष्टान्तमाह. So then how to leave the, how to get the detachment for the body, how to leave the attachment for the body. Dehavesha tyaga means leaving attachment for the body. How to do? There are two examples are given. In 15 one example, 16 is one example. Okay, so in 15 what example is given? So like a bird is having its nest, simply that means it is leaving its nest and freely it goes here and there. So like example, without attachment, a bird gives up the tree or nest in which his nest was constructed when that tree is cut down by cruel men who are like death personified. So पेड़ गिर गया, nest भी गिर गया, छोड़ दिया बस. He doesn't have any attachment for that nest. So like that, with one intelligent man, he is not having any bodily attachment, and simply he's leaving bodily attachment, and so then he will be fully detached. Detached means here, Shraddha means there. So detached, then he will be practicing the various Gnana sadhanas and getting the liberation. Oh, simple hai, kuch nahi isme. Next, this is the one example. Next example you see, ahoratrair chidyamanam buddva yurbhaya vepatu mukta sangha param buddva niriha upashamyate.
Knowing that one's duration of life is being similarly cut down by the passing of days and night, one should one should be shaken by fear. In this way, giving up all material attachment and desire, one understand the Supreme Lord and achieve perfect peace.
This is one more example. Tathaiva ahoratrai chidyaman ratrai chidyamanam ayur buddhya niriha upashantim prapnot. By day and night, what happens? Knowing that one's duration of life is being similarly cut down by the passing of day and nights. Day and night, our lifespan is completely cut down. So that means one should be shaken by fear. So as much as our life is as our life is, that means span is increasing. That means as days are going on, day and night, that means as days and nights are passed. So what is happening? Lifespan is completely is cut down. So, and one should be fearful about this. It's not good to be get, that means nowadays. So it's not intelligent step actually. When people are trying to have a big prapancha at the age of 40, they are going to get married. And also after 30s, going for marriage. What is the use? So it's simply what? It's a waste of time. Completely it's a waste of time, because our body life, our lifespan is limited, and already you crossed so half of the life. Then what is the need of expanding now the creation? Why you have to help Brahmaji? You help yourself and go back to the Godhead. Anyway, Brahmaji having a lot of people to help him actually. Maybe at that time, Privrata, he was one of the, that means important personality. So that's why Brahmaji came and please help me, he asked. But now Brahmaji is not asking. He has more than enough people, volunteers he is having. So what is that? Intelligent person, that's why understanding the life. That means other things, whatever the life, family, house, they're all temporary. Definitely they're all so temporary. And just being, that means detached from all these, and one should focus for his goal of the life. That is going. That means one should be what is that? Bhava nivrittai. That means for coming out from the entanglement of this material life. Okay. 17th sloka. Nudehamadyam sulabam sudurlabham plavam sankalpam guru karnadharam mayanukulena nabastveritam puman bhavabdim nataresa atmaha.
The human body, which can award all benefit in life, is automatically obtained by the laws of nature. Although it is very rare achievement, this human body can be compared to a perfectly constructed boat, having the spiritual master as a captain and the instructor of the spiritual master, so instruction of the Supreme Personal Godhead as favorable wind, impelling it on its course. Considering all these advantages, a human being who doesn't utilize his human life to cross the ocean of material existence must be considered the killer of his
Killer of the soul, Atmaha. So it's a very nice diagram actually. This is very useful diagram, nice diagram. So this is this boat. It's an ocean. It's a material ocean, and there is a boat. There is a boat, and this boat is what? This sea is the material ocean, and boat is human body. Is having the So human body, and the boat driver, only, na? Captain of this boat here. Captain of this boat is Guru, and there is a wind. Lord's favor. Lord's favor. Lord's instructions. Okay. So one intelligent person should use, that means this human body, which is nothing but a boat, where the Guru is that means captain, and this favorable wind is the nothing but Lord's instructions to cross this middle ocean. But if one is not knowing this and not doing this, and simply if he is using this body for the sense gratification and not doing this, he is not using this body to cross this middle ocean, then he is Atmaha. He is the killer of the soul. He is the killer of the soul. Okay, this is the understanding, and even Tika also saying same thing. (7:23). We have another 1.5 hours. बहुत कुछ है अभी. फिर भी 3 साल में हम लोग पूरा किए, मैंने अच्छा ही. But we'll finish by this month end. Puttaram Guru. Okay. 18th. यदारंभेषु निर्विण्णः विरक्तः संयतेन्द्रियः अभ्यासेनात्मनो योगी धारयेदचलं मनः.
A transcendentalist, having become disgusted and hopeless in all endeavors for material happiness, completely controls the senses and develops detachment. By spiritual practice, he should then fix the mind on the spiritual platform without deviation.
Yeah, a transcendentalist, so that means a serious endeavor, a serious seeker of the highest truth of the life. So that's a Jnana Bhaktyadikarinoho Sadharanyena Swartha Sadakam Naradeham Stutya Jnanadikaranyah Avasyam Krutyam Vadanneva Tasya Prathamikam Swabhavam Darsheti. Sartaihi Nobihi. Okay, you can remove this. What he said, so in the previous slokas, few slokas, we understood that human body is useful for the getting the moksha or otherwise prema. This is the moksha. This path, if you go, it is moksha, and if you go this path, it is prema. This is meant for either of this, moksha or the prema. This body is meant for getting either of this. That means it is meant for practicing either the jnana, or it is meant for to practice bhakti. That means it's jnana sadhakam, it's jnana sadhanam, or otherwise bhakti sadhanam. Human body is either of this, jnana sadhanam or bhakti sadhanam. Like that, we discussed in the previous slokas. So naradeham stutva jnanadikarinah. But someone who is qualified for the jnana, practicing jnana. Who is qualified for practicing jnana? Nirvinnaha. Nirvinnaha. Detached person. So the person who is jnanadikari, nirvinnaha. So such a jnanadikari avasyam krutyam. So then what he has to do? That means one who is eligible for the practicing jnana. That means jnanadikari. What we call him? Jnanadikari. So jnanadikari, what he has to do? Avasyam kartam. What he must do. So those things are being explained. So avasyam krutyam vadanneva tasya pradhamiku. That means in the coming 9.5 slokas, sartha naubihi, in the 9.5 slokas. So what Gnanadhikari should do is being explained. And in this 9.5 sloka, first sloka, in the 9.5 first sloka, he is explaining about his nature. Prathamikam Swabha, that means his nature is being explained. Okay, clear? So first, that means from here onwards, we are going to discuss, that means from the 18th onwards, we are going to discuss till, that means 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, like that 9.5 slokas. The avasham, that is the activities should be done by the Gnana Adhikari. We are going to discuss. First sloka, this 18th sloka is telling about the nature of the Gnana Adhikari, the practitioner of Gnana. So how he will be, what is his nature? What is his nature? His nature is Gruha Dhara Dharambeshu Gruhadhyarambeshu, sorry, Gruhadhyarambeshu Nirvinnaha Dukkha Darshano Dvignaha Tad Adi Dukkha Darshaneno Dvignaha Tad Adhikara Prapta Karma Faleshu Cha Viraktaha Tada Yogi Yamaniyamadi Yoga Yuktaha Atmanaha Manaha Achalam Yatha Syat Tatha Dharayet. You all know in the previously in 10th chapter also you read in the 10th chapter. Yes or no? So one who is perfectly detached, that means how he will be. So what is his nature? This Gnani is who are entering into the Gnana. What is his nature? That means fully detached. That means he is not at all, that means interested in anymore in the family life, wife, children, hut yaar sab. So because I tried so much to get the happiness through, it's there, it's working. So that means this Gnani, so he tried so much to derive pleasure from the wife, children. So children ke liye itna kiya, he did a lot. Then after that they will ask, what did you do for us? So you want enjoyment and then you give birth to us. You didn't do anything for us. We work hard and we studied ourselves and we got job and we are giving to you. And what wife will be telling, what did you do for me? Whole life she will be complaining. Yes or no, Ramakrishna Prabhu?
My wife is not complaining, Prabhu.
My God, Prabhu ji, आप थोड़ा सा support करना चाहिए. How come, Prabhu? It is because she is devotee, I think.
Yes, definitely, Prabhu. So she is also practicing along with me, and
then they are entered into this path. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we are after the 9.5 slokas.
Prabhu?
Our discussion will come after the 9.5 slokas.
After 9.5 slokas. Acha. Mataji, you tell me, Mataji. You are complaining or not?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm not a devotee.
Yes, Mata. Thank you. I need your support. But it's a general phenomenon actually. Even so, Ramakrishna Prabhu might be saying, but in one day at least, we cannot say that perfectly I am happy. It's not possible. It's not at all possible. Maybe complaint rate may be less, but there is definitely mismatching with the word. Expectation and there is frustration.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Actually, what I understand from my own personal realization is, even though we may be trying to practice Bhakti Yoga, but actually we are also trying to follow the similar methods what is there in the Jnana, because the impressions are the same, the experiences are the same, but only we get more inspiration to doing the Bhakti than being onto the side of the Jnana Yoga, because we are guided by the scriptures, by the association. And so that's how we draw the inspiration. Otherwise, this type of feeling frustration or dissatisfaction is certainly there. It is not that it is not existing at all, but we seek the inspiration from the other sources.
So that's why as much as you ultimately, my wife is a supporter or my wife is a cause for my devotion, or other my husband is a cause. So even one should raise the consciousness beyond to that, and he has to raise to the fully dependent on Krishna. So, and otherwise, if you see wife also as a Vaishnavi or husband also as a Vaishnava, so on that level, if some help is available, then it's fine. Then that is not the point. We are not discussing Vaishnavas are not helpful. So when they are fully, so husband and wife, they are fully Saranagata, that means 100% Shraddha is there. Then no more of discussion of wife and husband. But I am asking, being a wife, not I am asking being a Vaishnavi and being a Vaishnava, this problem is coming, I am not asking. Being on the level of the wife and so husband relationship, is there any frustration or not? Absolutely, it will be there.
As human
100%
beings,
it will be there. And
as
you
human-
cannot say no, actually.
yes,
In this,
I'm not denying it.
Yeah.
As a human being,
yeah,
in terms of a man and female, naturally there are these differentiations and these expectations.
Yes.
Our bodies are made differently, so it is definitely there.
yeah. So that is the point actually. But as a Vaishnava and as a Vaishnavi, so if they don't have any this kind of thing, then we are not discussing that. That is the next actually. So that's the first. That means this anyone. That means this spiritual transcendentalist. So who is Are Gaya? So this transcendentalist, what? So being detached, that means fully, that means expecting, that means he is expecting pleasure, but he realized there is no pleasure at all in the family, wife and children and others. So that's why dukkha darshanayana udvignaha. That means udvigna means full of frustration actually. Udvignaha. So tad adhikara prapta, and also I don't want these results. He did already a lot of work and he gathered a lot of money, everything. Then they're all also cause for the pain only. Even he did a lot of work and did gathered money, so much things, and ultimately they will be giving the pain only. So then he will be out of the detachment, leave everything. Tada yogi. That means being a yogi. Then what he will be doing? So detachment he got fully. Then he will be doing this path. We are discussing this path in the coming 9.5 slokas. We are discussing this Gnana path. So what he will be doing here on that day I explained in the 10th chapter. Yama Niyama he will be following or not? For further detachment he will be following him. And also next guru will be coming here. A guru. Then after that reading the scriptures. That means Shruti, Guru, logic, Guru. By that he'll be getting the knowledge, and by that knowledge he'll be getting increasing his, that means he doing the activities in the Sattva Guna and increasing his detachment, and increases the activities in the Sattva Guna, that means doing austerity, this, that, vrata. So he'll be keep on full of mode of goodness. Then avidya is removed. He'll be detaching himself. His consciousness is detached from the entering into the, so that means the mind entering into sense objects and sense objects entering into the mind, both will be, so that further, that means cut by what? By using that vidya, by using the vidya ahankara he cut down, then everything released. This much only. Bhagavad Gita also, if we see this only. Okay, chalo. So abhi next 19th sloka. Daryamanam manoyarhi brahmyadhashvanavastitam atandrito nurodhena margenatmavasham nayet.
Whenever the mind being concentrated on the spiritual platform is suddenly deviated from its spiritual position, one should carefully bring it under the control of the self by following the prescribed means.
Yeah. So next is what? Yerhitu yatnena dharyamanam api ati balavattaya ashu prathamam anavasthitam dvigunitam. So now, so see, when he, that means he is coming here. Yes, Yamanima. That means he is trying to control his mind. When he tries to control mind, its speed will increase. Dvigunitam. When you try to control mind, it will become its speed will increase double actually. With full force, it will go here and there. If you try to control, it will increase. That means deviation will increase more. Mind will become more powerful actually. Digunitam chitta chanchalyam. The agitation of the mind will be doubled actually when you try to control the mind. भवेत् बलवतः कामादिवेगस्य अत्यंताधरेण. अच्छा, एक minute. Bhakti Vedanta Vedanta Sutra I told yesterday, class is not there. Why they are sending messages now? 1 second, I will drop message. Maybe some students were not there in the yesterday's class. थोड़ा फैन चलाइए भाई. So यर्हि तु यत्नेन धार्यमाणम अपि अति बलवत्तया. So he trying to control his mind. Abhi just now he left his house na, house, family, wife, everything. So then his mind, that means नीचे हाँ करने के लिए बोलिए. नीचे ठंडा है क्या? तो अभी इधर आएगा तो पावर इधर भी आ सकता है ना. ठीक, एक खोल देंगे तब. ठीक है, इधर ही रख दो. हाँ, ये खोल दो. बाहर से करना है. Okay, we'll continue. So यर्हि तु यत्नेन धार्यमाणम अपि अति बलवत्तया आशु प्रथमम अनवस्थितं द्विगुणितं चित्तचाञ्चल्यं भवेत् बलवतः कामादिवेगस्य आधरणेन वेग धारणेन वेगो द्विगुणितः भवेत् इति भावः. So that's why when he tries to control immediately, so initially his agitation of mind will double actually. Next sloka. मनोगतिं न विसृजेत् जितः प्राणो जितेन्द्रियः सत्व संपन्नया बुद्ध्या मन आत्मवशं नयेत्.
One should never lose sight of the actual goal of mental activities, but rather senses and stained by the mode of under the
now mind agitation increased. So what he has to do? He has to leave that controlling the mind? No. He has to yama, niyama, next asan. Then what he has to do? Pranayam. So he should practice the pranayam. So practicing the pranayam by controlling the prana, then what will happen? So that will be leading to the pratyahara. Pratyahara means controlling the senses. Mind and senses will be controlled. That's why jita in this sloka, what is there? Jita pranaha. Jita pranaha, that means conquering the life, controlling the life air. That is nothing but what? Pranayam. And next to jitendriya means pratyahar. Yes. So sattva sampannaya, and also what he has to do? Sattva sampanna, increasing the goodness. So that's why he has to do austerities, and also should be doing the studying the Vedas, that means Upanishads. He should increase the sattva guna, increasing sattva guna. He should do activities in sattva guna, as we discussed already. So sattva sampannaya buddhya manah atma vasham nayet. Then finally he should control his mind. So he should control finally. So he should control the mind. Next, this is okay, clear? Next sloka. Yesha vai paramo yogo manasa sangraha smritaha hrudayagnatvam anvichan damyasyevartavato mu. Sorry, damyasyevarvato mu.
Arvato muhu. An expert horseman desiring to tame a headstrong horse first lets the horse have his way for a moment, and then pulling the rein gradually place the horse on the desired path. Similarly, the supreme yoga process is that by which one carefully observe the moments and desire of the mind and gradually bring them under full control.
So this is controlling mind happened here. So from here, that means from yama prana niyama, from here onwards, he's trying from here onwards. After detachment, he left everything and he's trying to control his mind. So while controlling mind, that means controlling mind is explained in the last sloka. Here in this sloka, example is given. So to control the mind, how to control the mind? So थोड़ा प्यार से समझा बुझा के control करना चाहिए. That means you have to understand mind carefully and control. So like example is given. So like a horse, if you want to control horse, you have to know how it is jumping actually. So by for what action, what kind of reaction it is giving, that you have to examine actually. So then you can, same way, by knowing your mind, so you should control that. That is explained. Yes. An expert horseman, that means horse rider, desiring to tame a headstrong horse. Headstrong horse, madhu, jiska madh hai. So headstrong horse. So first lets the horse have his way for a moment, and then so for little while he will allow that horse to go whatever the way. Then he will understand. So how it is. So he's going. Then what? Slowly pulling the reins. Then slowly that means that reins he pulls and gradually places the horse on the desired path. Finally, he keeps that horse in the right path. The same way, similarly, the supreme yoga process is that by which one carefully observes the mind movements. One, that means where I am getting the detachment, what is this? Then he understands and he tries to fix those using the gnana. That means, so if he's getting the attachment for the woman or wife, then he will be so fixing that slowly. So using the means, reins means here proper knowledge. So by using the different knowledge, so he's trying to control his mind. Generally, devotees also, they do, because not having Ananya Bhakti, they are here, then they also try to do this. And this is very difficult process. It's not so easy. Of course, it's being explained here. It's very difficult to control the mind based on the gnana. So it's not an easy thing. A lot of austerity one has to do, and has to reduce the strength of the body, reduce the strength of the senses by doing the austerities. Yama nima means completely controlling the food. Yama, do's and don'ts. There are a lot of list of do's and don'ts. This time, this I should not do, this I should do, this I should not do. So like this, band karo sab. So like this, it's a very, very tedious process, but Krishna is explaining anyway. To establish his pure bhakti, he's explaining. But try to understand this. So it's not an easy thing, but it is the one of the process, controlling the mind based upon the strength of the knowledge. Eighteen, 9.5 slokas. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26 and half. 18 to 26 and half. You will be discussing about the Gnana. So it's a very difficult process. So like that, gradually he will control his mind. Next sloka. Huh? Arey, already he entered, na? Here he is there, na? Then what is this? He is ending in this only. कुछ नहीं बोला. You Gnanadhikari means who qualified to enter, who is qualified in entering in the Gnana. For him, what should be done is explained in these 9.5 slokas. So next sloka will go, na? 20, 22. Sankhena sarva bhavanam pratilomanulomata bhavapyayanudhyayen mano yavat prasidati.
Until one's mind is fixed in spiritual satisfaction, one should analytically study the temporary nature of all material objects, whether cosmic, earthly, or atomic. One should constantly observe the process of creation through the natural progressive function and the process of annihilation through the regressive function.
Yeah, that means under the Guru, he will be studying the Upanishads and trying to understand this material nature. So the temporariness of the material nature. You remember on that day? So he is seeing the many, but actually Brahman is one. But he is seeing Bahuda, Urudha, Bhavati. That means Ekam, Urudha, Bhavati. One appears as many. Because of what? Maya. So that he will be understanding through the instructions of the Guru, from the Shruti. That means Guru is the one Arani and Shishya is another Arani. And there is a instructions of the Upanishads. And by this, what if fire is coming? That is knowledge. So by this knowledge, he tries to see that everything is temporary and Brahman is absolute. So this is the point is mentioned here. Sankhena sarva bhavanam pratiloma anulomataha bhavapya. That means there are from the Prakriti, everything is coming and they are also at the annihilation, they are going back. So like this temporariness of this material world, he will be understanding. So by this analysis, by this analytical activities, so what is he is trying to fully control his mind. Manah yavat prasidhati. That means he will become fully happy now. That means, yeah, what is this? So everything is simply a matter made up of 5 gross elements, which are coming from the tasada ahankara, tamasika ahankara. So that is coming from the mahat, mahat is coming from the pradhana. So everything is coming out and going inside. Why I have to So get attachment for this. So like that, and he'll be getting now spiritual bliss. Everything is sarvam kalvidam brahma. So sab kuch brahma hai. So like that, he will be, his mind now started happy, feeling happiness. So this is a path of jnanis. Okay, next sloka. Nirvinnasya virik. This is Nirvinnasya viraktasya purushasyokta vedina manastyajati dauratmyam chintatasya chintaya.
When a person is disgusted with the temporary, illusory nature of this world and is not detached from it, his mind, guided by the instruction of the spiritual master, considered, considers again and again the nature of this world and eventually gives up the false identification with matter.
Yeah. So 23. Ukta Vedena Uktartha Paryalochakasya. So when a person is disgusted with the that till now is not recorded. What happened actually? Recording was on or not?
Is on, Prabhuji.
Previously also.
Yes.
अभी अचानक क्यों साउंड आया अभी? Recording is.
अभी तो some internet disturbance is there.
अच्छा अच्छा.
That's why.
Okay.
Few
Okay.
seconds it is.
Okay. Okay. So finally, this person, what he is doing, this gnani, so seeing this material is completely temporary. So and he is being disgusted with this. So it is illusory. So that because he's from the Upanishads, from the Guru, he's learning this. So again and again, the nature of this world, and eventually gives up the false. Then finally, he till now he's identifying himself as body. So he's identifying himself as a body, and that ahankara, that means what he will be doing, that with this knowledge, that means this material world is temporary, so Brahman is only one. So with this kind of knowledge, finally what will happen? What will happen finally? He will be cutting his false identification. I am ahankara. Brahman. That's okay. Next. Yamadibir yogapatair anvikshikya cha vidyaya mamarchopasanarbhirva nanyair yogyam smaren mana.
Through the various disciplinary regulations and the purificatory processes of the yoga system, through logic and spiritual education, and through worship and adoration of me, one should constantly engage his mind in remembering the person of Godhead.
Yeah.
Yoga. No other means should be employed for this purpose.
So anvikshikya tattva vicharena mamarcheti va shabdena asya pakshasya swatantriam darshati swamacharana va shabdascha. So that means Paramatmana Smarit Nanyani. So the various disciplinary regulations and purificatory process of the yoga system, through logic and spiritual education, or through worship and adoration of me, one should constantly engage his mind in remembering the personality of Godhead. So here two methods are there. Yamadibhir yogapataihi anvikshikyacha vidyaya. Anvikshikya means tattva vicharena. Mama archa. One second. Mama archopasana bhirva. Yeah. So वाशब्देनस्य पक्ष स्वातंत्र्यं दर्शयति. अभी बहुत बार आप लोग पूछते हैं, डाउट आता है. एक इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट अभी बोलूंगा और एक इस डायग्राम का एक्सपेंशन अभी. तो दिस पर्सन, you are understanding na, this Gnani, he can do two things actually. Two from here he can go like this also. There is one more path is coming here. What is that? What is that? Mama archopasana bhirva. Mama archopasana bhirva. Yamadibhir yogapataihi anvikshikya cha vidyaya. One second. Array. Swamiji, what he's saying? Kincha yamadibhir yoga margaihi anvikshikya padartha dvaya shodhanena mamarchana dhyanadibhir vashabden pakshasvandash etaihi upayaihi yogyam paramatmanam manah smare. So we have three methods now. This person is there. So this Gnani, he can do, that means Yama, Nima, Pranayam, Pratyahar, and he will be, so after that Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. So like that he can meditate on the, so there he can make the object of meditation can be the Paramatma. There Paramatma is not, so is no devotion, just a object of meditation. He can do that, or otherwise he can just continue this. That means he learned from the Guru. That means he followed Yama, Nima, Pranayam. He did. Then after that from the Guru, so he learned the scriptures, Upanishads, and he cultivating the knowledge. And by that Vidya, Anvikshiki Vidya. That means I am not the. This matter is different, and body, spirit is different, and I am not this body. I am not the matter, I am spirit. So this kind of anvikshiki vidya, that means by using the vidya also, one is the yama niyamas, yoga, one is yoga marga, another is so vidya, that means cultivation of the knowledge. Third one is archana. This person only, he can do so direct yama niyama continuing, do the Ashtanga yoga and go back to the Brahman. He can meditate through the Yama, Nima, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi on Brahman. He can do Samadhi on Brahman. This is the yoga. Vidya, cultivation of Vidya, through the cultivation of Vidya also. So finally you will be, so finally Vidya you are developing, doing little bhakti, try to focus on the Brahman, and Vidya also destroyed, and then pure Jivatma can enter. This is one method. This is Vidya method. Okay. So third one is, one can do the, so Mama Archana the Birva. So he might be doing the bhakti. That means doing the bhakti to get the moksha. Gnana Mishra Bhakti he can do. He can do Gnana Mishra Bhakti. He may come in contact with the devotee and he may do the Gnana Mishra Bhakti, and he by that also he can get the Sahaja Mukti. Whatever he wants he can get or not by the.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So in this case, the three paths that has been mentioned, by through Yama Niyama and following the yoga process, he can attain to the Brahman.
Yes.
And cultivation of knowledge,
Vidya,
he can also enter again into the Brahman only. is there a Paramatma role in that? Because the verse says something in Paramatma in the explanation there.
That's three are independent. So
what about
Paramatma
the
means
Paramatma
he's
aspect?
ultimately all are meditating on the Paramatma only, na? Brahman.
Okay, so that Brahman and Paramatma should be understood in the same sense.
Yes.
Okay.
He may meditate yoga, he may meditate on the Brahman, or he may meditate on the Paramatma also. But the goal is, so in the, if you meditate on the yoga marga, if you meditate on the Paramatma, what happens? In the, what yogi doing? You remember? Sab bhul gaye. In the heart, Paramatma is there. So, okay, yogi is meditating on this Paramatma. So once his mind is fixed, then he will slowly shift his attention from the Paramatma to space, Dahara Akash. And then after that, he will be trying to, in that space, finding the effulgence. And he is trying to merge in this. Bhul gaye sab. Akashat patitam toyam सागरम प्रति गच्छति सब भूल जाओ. अभी समराइज कर रहे हैं, ये समझो है, ये समझे पहले आप, कंक्लूजन मत करो अभी, पहले समझो तब उसके बाद कमेंट करो. Yes. So Archana can be done. That is the Gnana Mishra Bhakti. Yeah, it is possible, na? So that's why you have to keep possibility of association of the devotee at any kind. Even one can get association of here also, devotees association, here also, or so here also. So its possibility is there.
So the third process, Prabhuji, which is through performing the Archana Bhakti and practicing Gnana Mishra Bhakti, so he will also attain the same Brahman, but will that understanding be a little different from the other two?
Yeah, so he'll be doing the bhakti to get the Gnana Mishra Bhakti. That means he is Bhakta, so devotee. So if he is seeing simply, so he is using the bhakti or this bhakti, and out of that means Gnana Mishra Bhakti can be the what? It is Moksha Kama. Moksha Kama. That means Nishkama, otherwise Moksha Kama or Nishkama. That means Sakama, Nishkama, and Bhakti Matra Kama. Gnana Mishra Bhakti can be done. Generally, Gnana Mishra Bhakti, why they do? They do out of Nishkama Bhakti. That means Nishkama. That means they want to enter into the marriage into the Brahman, or otherwise Paramatma. Brahma Sahajyam or the Bhagavad Sahajyam. So that's why this Gnani can practice the Bhakti with the intention of what? Merging into Brahman or Paramatma.
Okay.
That is different. That Bhakti Mishra Gnana, who will, this Gnani, that Vidya who is practicing, he needs some Bhakti to fix this Gnani, that means this person, this kind of Gnani, who is cultivating Vidya, he is trying to control, he is trying to fix. So he got the Vidya, but he is trying to fix his consciousness on Brahman, but he needs some help of Bhakti, then he is Bhakti Mishra Gnani. But here someone is doing the Archana, then that is Gnana Mishra Bhakti. What is difficulty? Mike, if you don't take mic, then others think that they will.
So Prabhuji, for the
I want to clarify this one.
You want to clarify or you want to ask?
I mean, yeah. Because Bhakti Mishra Jnana, so why this Jnani who trying to live everything by cultivating Vidya. So Bhakti is already there. Bhakti Mishra Jnana, right? First, before his...
No, he is cultivating the Vidya under the Guru, okay? So he became Jivan Mukta. I said,
yeah,
Jivan Mukta, it is Vidya, Jivan Mukta, okay? So then this person wants to enter into the moksha, that means get the liberation. So he needs some sort of bhakti, Lesha Matra Bhakti is needed.
I understood that everything.
Wait first to understand. So he needs some sort of bhakti. So for that he is doing the bhakti, so that's why it is known as Bhakti Mishra Gnanam. He is practicing Gnanam only, but bhakti is added. Whatever is coming first, that is less.
So this is the second variation within the person who's doing with Vidya, but there he's adding Bhakti into it. So that is the second variation instead of just only focusing on the Paramatma. So is that the two different things we are referring, Prabhu?
What is second variation?
See, the person in the second option that you are referring to, where
Vidya.
he cultivates Vidya,
Ah.
and then see, there are two things that you are told. First one is about what do you call? He understands the nearness of Paramatma, and he focuses on the Dharakasha and tries to merge in Brahman. This is also
this one, that is first one, yoga. Okay.
Is that the yoga process?
हाँ ना प्रभु, हम डिस्कस किए ना just in the Utchapra Ashtanga Yoga 7 to 16.
That was, Prabhuji, you just now told it to be a second process, Prabhu.
We
You
did,
said to, because the
previously
first person is doing Yama Niyama process. And then with the Yoga Marga, he tries to go to Brahman. That's the first process you told. And the second one is who's cultivating knowledge of pure spiritual understanding through Vidya, and then focuses on the Paramatma as Brahman. And then he understands the nearness and focuses on the Dharakasha, and then tries to merge in Brahman.
Who?
There he is not. The second person. The second.
No, Prabhu. Whoever is doing the yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, they only do na Paramatma meditation. So slowly they will remove the attention on the Paramatma and they do the meditation on the Dharakasha, and there they find the Brahman, they merge. That is totally is yoga.
Okay, so that's the first process itself.
Vidya is, second is Vidya. That means under the Guru he is cultivating the, that means Vidya and what? Analytical study. That means Anvikshiki Vidya. So his analytical study is doing, and based upon the strength of the analytical study, so he is trying to see material world is illusory and reality is Brahman. But to fix his mind on the Brahman, he needs some bhakti, little bhakti. So that's why he is doing the Bhakti Misra Jnanam. So that is said Sabde Brahmani, that's sloka. So bhakti is needed.
So the second process is the mixture of bhakti to enter into Brahman. And the third process is to perform archana, and then he does still Gnana Mishra Bhakti.
He is doing bhakti, and but he is desiring what? Liberation. So that's like Gnana Mishra Bhakti.
So his focus is on bhakti, but he is taking the shelter of jnana.
No. He is focusing on bhakti. He is doing bhakti to, his focus is on liberation, but he is doing the bhakti. Bhakti is pradhana.
Okay. So that he is doing it through the cultivation of knowledge by Gnana Mishra Bhakti, correct? Yeah. So that's the three processes you are referring to, right, Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay.
So that means this second person, if he come in contact with the devotee, strong devotee, so then what may happen? So he may become turned to the Gnana Mishra Bhakta. And he do the bhakti. But what is his desire? Moksha, liberation. He is cultivating the Gnana only. So next, 25th line. Yadi kuryat pramadena yogi karma vigarhitam yoge naiva dehadam ho nanyat tatra kadachana.
If because of momentary inattention, a yogi accidentally commits an abominable activity, then by the very practice of yoga, he should burn to ashes the sinful reaction without any time employing any other procedures.
Right. आप दोबारा ये सुनो पूरा लेक्चर्स ले जाके घर, तब समझ में आएगी. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, छोड़ो मत, तब क्लियर हो जाएगा पूरा. बीच में क्लासेस मिस किए आप. क्या पॉइंट? एक पॉइंट
जो अभी योग मतलब भक्ति मिश्र ज्ञान जो है, तो इसमें क्योंकि भक्ति को प्राधान्य नहीं किया है, इसीलिए वो ब्रह्म रियलाइजेशन पूरा नहीं कर रहा है. यही बात है ना. वो भक्ति को प्राधान्य करेगा.
भक्ति प्रधान बनाना अलग है. तो वो ही इज प्रैक्टिस, वो तो ज्ञान को प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं ना, तो उसको केवल ज्ञान से नहीं जा पा रहे हैं, अपना मन को ब्रह्म ब्रह्म के ऊपर लगा नहीं पा रहे, इसलिए उनको थोड़ा सा भक्ति चाहिए। तब इस प्रकार भक्ति कर रहे हैं, तो उन्होंने मेन फोकस कहाँ है, ज्ञान पर है, और थोड़ा भक्ति कर रहे हैं, तब उसको क्या कहते हैं, भक्ति मिश्र ज्ञानी कहते हैं। क्या समझ में आया? ये ज्ञान मिश्र भक्ति क्या है, अलग है। भक्ति इज मेन, दैट मीन्स वही ज्ञानी कोई अच्छा भक्त का संपर्क में आ गए, तब तो वो उन्होंने भक्ति को प्रधान बना दिए और ज्ञान को गौण बना दिए, और लेकिन वो चाहते हैं कि मोक्ष, तब तो उनको क्या बोलते हैं, ज्ञान मिश्र भक्त।
ये मुझे पहले से समझ में आया, क्योंकि हाँ यही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि उसने भक्ति को पहले प्रोसेस में गौण माना है, इसलिए तो वो ब्रह्म में मतलब रियलाइजेशन नहीं कर पा रहा है। तो आफ्टर गेटिंग एसोसिएशन ऑफ द डिवोटी, वो फिर उसको समझ में आएगा कि भक्ति ही पहले प्राधान्य करना चाहिए, लेकिन उसका टारगेट तो मर्जिंग ही है, भक्ति नहीं है, उसको प्योर भक्ति नहीं करना है, उसको मर्जिंग केवल ब्राह्मण में ही होना है, तो उसके सपोर्ट से वो होगा। लेकिन मेरा क्वेश्चन ये कि शुरुआत में भक्ति मिश्र ये क्यों आया है, ये मुझे जानना है कि भक्ति तो वहां है ना, थोड़ा सा भक्ति जैसा अभी,
क्योंकि वो गुरु सिखाते हैं भक्ति को भी, रोज कुछ विष्णु का थोड़ा पाठ करो, विष्णु सहस्त्र नाम का पाठ करो बोल के गुरु बोलते हैं, क्योंकि वो भी करने से आपको भक्ति सामान्य जाके ब्राह्मण में तो लीन हो पाएंगे। तब तो उन्होंने क्या कर रहे हैं, विष्णु सहस्त्र नाम के स्तोत्र पाठ कर रहे हैं, किस उद्देश्य से, तो वो तो ज्ञान का एक अंग के रूप में बना दिए वो भक्ति को ही।
तो गुरु इतना बोलने के बाद भी वो नहीं कर पाता है, इसलिए मुझे ये इसमें समझ में नहीं आ रही। गुरु बोला कि तुम भक्ति करो, ये भी इसका प्रोसेस है,
हाँ
जो भी हो थोड़ा सा भी हो, लेकिन भक्ति तो इतना
अरे
पावरफुल
भक्ति माने क्या है, भक्ति के बारे में समझाएंगे, भक्ति इज द पावरफुल, तब वो अलग होता है। लेकिन सहस्त्र नाम पढ़ो बोला गया, वो तो सहस्त्र नाम पढ़ना भक्ति है, लेकिन उसको तो पता नहीं है कि ये भक्ति है।
ये समझेगा कि उसको फॉर्म फेथ नहीं है,
हाँ कुछ है नहीं, उस भक्ति ग्लोरी सुने नहीं वो। हाँ ठीक है, वो भक्ति एक्टिविटी को वो ज्ञान के एक अंग के बना दिए बस, ठीक है।
So such persons are taking up some of the limbs of the bhakti, not understanding the glory of the bhakti. Is that
हाँ हाँ अच्छा ओके, अभी ओके। और एक बहुत
Prabhuji, it is exactly like people telling that if your house will be good and pure, you do Satyanarayana Puja.
और एक बात बोल रहा हूँ, देखो तो इसमें क्या होता है कि इधर से जब जो ज्ञान मिश्र भक्ति कर रहे हैं और मोक्ष के लिए, कभी कभी ये ज्ञान मिश्र भक्ति इतना ज्यादा भक्ति कर दी है कि वो समझे कि मोक्ष मुझे नहीं चाहिए, भक्ति ग्लोरी समझ के इधर भी आ सकता है। अभी देखिए
so okay, he tried to reach in Brahman, but somehow or other he got association with pure devotee. So after association, maybe his intention is changed. Okay, I would like to do pure devotion. So by the association with pure devotee, he come to the Sarda level there, and he practiced the pure devotion.
Yes, and sometimes this moksha, that means he is trying a Jivan Mukta. So that's second wala. So he may come in contact with the Gnana Mishra Bhakta, he may come in contact with the Kevala Bhakta. If he come in contact with the Kevala Bhakta, then he'll come here. If he come in contact with the Keval Gnana Mishra Bhakti, Gnana Mishra Bhakta, then he will be doing the Gnana Mishra Bhakti and going. Okay. And but he otherwise Shantarati kab ho, that is also there, and he can from here also there is a chance, that means moksha they may get, and sometimes that is also, you see, Gnana Mishra Bhakta also, but he is desiring to become Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. That means he wants to see everything as Vasudeva instead of Brahman. So then he will go to the Shantarati. There is also variation that what kind of Gnana Mishra Bhakta he is associating. अरे इसीलिए ना भक्ति संदर्भ में साधुओं का एक्सप्लेनेशन किया गया है, साधु कितना प्रकार का होता है करके। हाँ, उस साधुओं की संगति के अनुसार आपका डेस्टिनेशन बनता है। हाँ ठीक है, हो गया या नहीं हुआ? ठीक है, चलो पढ़ो। अरे चलो पढ़ो, अब इतना क्या है एक्चुअली। नेक्स्ट 20 26 है 5 एक्सप्लेन किया या नहीं किया? नहीं किया, ओके। हाँ
some abominable activities,
हाँ,
then what will happen?
that is okay.
Yeah.
यदि कुर्यात् प्रमादेन योगी,
Right.
okay,
Only
कर्म विगर्हितं योगेनैव देहदम्भो नान्यत्र तत्र कदाचन. If whoever entered into this or this, especially now we are discussing only this, 20 till 26 and half will be discussed. Okay, here. So someone entered into this. If yadi kuryat pramadhena yogi karma vigarhitam, that means any abominable activity is done by him who entered into this, then what will happen? Yogeneva dehadamho na anyat tatra kadachana. By the practicing these austerities, this kind of severe, that means penances, by that itself, that is destroyed. He doesn't need to do and come and do the prayaschitta karma. Understanding? After going here, you should not put him here back. No. Karma is how many types? 5. So the fifth one is prayaschitta karma. So if he done any abnormal activity, does he need to do the prayaschitta karma? No. But his sin is destroyed by yogeneva dehadam haha. By the yoga itself, it will be destroyed. So even in this case also, by somehow or other, so you bhakta also done some abominable activity, pramadhena, that means accidentally it happened. In this case also, he doesn't need to do any atonement. Kyunki swe swe adhikare. So that means once he entered into this, he is having adhikara and he doesn't have any adhikara to do this. He doesn't need to come to this circle. He doesn't need to come to this circle. It is having a lot of commentary. Let us इधर से focus करना पड़ेगा. Important श्लोकास हैं सब. ट्वेंटी 25 में कुछ है नहीं, क्या है? जीव गोस्वामी का कुछ नहीं है ना? तो छोड़ दीजिए. बाबा लिखे हैं, विश्वनाथ बाबा. So बाबा लिख रहे हैं, विश्वनाथ जी, ननु यद्यस्य निर्विण्णस्य कर्मणि न अधिकारः तथा पापे दैवात् कृते सति प्रायश्चित्तं विना कथं तद उपशमः तत्र आह. So that means Purva Pakshi is saying, if anyone entered into this gnana and if he done some mistake, then without doing the atonement prayaschitta karma, how he can be purified and go back to the Brahman. So like that, Purva Pakshi is saying. Then to answer Purva Pakshi, this sloka is coming. Kya hai actually? So this sloka is coming. Yogena gnana abhyasenaiva etaccha bhaktasyapi nama kirtanadyupalakshanartham iti swami charanaha yaduktam. केचित् केवलया भक्त्या वासुदेव परायणाः अघं दुन्वन्ति कार्ष्णेन निहारमिव भास्करः. So this yogi is destroying his sin by the yoga balayena, jnanabhyasenaiva. Just by practicing the jnana itself, he is cleaning. So this is the upalakshana to the bhakta also. That means you should consider same way in the case of bhakti also. If being an ananya bhakta, if anyone does any abominable activity, he doesn't need to do prayaschitta karma. So as it is like in the case of yogi, gnani, same way bhakta also. That is upalakshana. You should take from upalakshana. That means by nama kirtan only. In the case of bhakta, how will you be purifying his By the Namakirtana. By yogi or gnani, how he is purifying? By the gnana. And bhakta will purify by bhakti. So karmi will be purifying by the karma. This is.
So this is like the upapatti, no, Prabhu?
Huh?
This is the upapatti.
No, this is not upapatti. Upapatti means
It is proving, no? It is presenting a proof.
upalakshana. It is upalakshana, not upapatti. Upalakshana. So this dahi, this curd you should protect from the crows. Mother told. Then you are not protecting, not only you are protecting from the crows, but also protecting from the cats, dogs, and everything. It's upalakshana, we say this. So that's why in Ajamil's story also, before starting, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, if any devotee does any above activity, the bhakti only will be purifying. That's why pramana is what? Kechit kevalaya bhaktya vasudeva parayanaha agham sarvam agham dhunvanti karsnena niharamiva bhaskaraha. अच्छा आज एकादशी इसीलिए एनर्जी थोड़ा सा डाउन हो गया, भूल गए मैं. इति स्वपादमूलं भजत इत्यत्र विकर्म यच्चोत्पतितं कथंचित् धुनोति सर्वं हृदि सन्निविष्टम् इति च योगी इति ज्ञानयोग भक्तियोगवन्तः व्याख्येयाः योगेनैव इत्यत्रापि ज्ञानेन भक्त्या च इत्यन्ये ननु नान्यद् कथं ब्रवीषि तदप्यस्तु कः तत्र दोषः तत्राह स्वे स्वे इति वीप्स्यत. That means ज्ञानिनः भक्तस्य च प्राप्तिः गम्यतां भव. ज्ञानिनः ज्ञानेन भक्तस्य भक्त्या च यदि पापं न नश्येत् तदा तेन पापनाशार्थं कृच्छ्रादिकम् अनुष्ठीयेत. ज्ञानभक्तयोः पापनाशकत्वस्य बहुशः श्रुतत्वात् पापनाशे सिद्धे कथं पराधिकारगतं तेन कृच्छ्रादिकम् अनुष्ठेयं तस्मिन् अनुष्ठिते सति स्वधर्मे निष्ठा त्यागः. Acha, he is going to the next sloka. This is 25, but it is covering the next sloka. Swe swe. एक बार श्लोक पढ़ दीजिए 26, देन आई मैच कर दूंगा. स्वे स्वेदिकारे या निष्ठा सगुण परिकीर्तितः कर्मणां जात्य शुद्धानां अनेन नियमः कृतः गुणदोष विधानेन संगानां त्यजेन्निच्छया.
It is firmly declared that the steady adherence of transcendentalists to their respective spiritual position constitutes real piety, and that sin occurs when a transcendentalist neglects his prescribed duty. One who adopts this standard of piety and sin, sincerely desiring to give up all past association with sense gratification, is able to subdue materialistic activities, which are by nature impure.
Yeah. So swe swe adhikare yanishta sa gunah parikirtitah. So that means if you are in this particular group and this position, you have to do those duties only, not the duties of others' position. So that means if someone is in the path of gnana, they should do the gnana only. They should not do other. That means karma or the bhakti. Similarly, who are in the bhakti, so they should do bhakti only, not the gnana or the karma. So whoever is in the karma, they will be doing the karma. Karmis, they will be doing the karmi. So like this, Swe Adhikare. That means karmis means who is having the atyasakti, full attachment. He has to do karma only. He cannot say that I will do the momentary time being bhakti and I will leave the karma, but he's having full asakti. He doesn't have proper shraddha. Then, so you don't develop the full shraddha and not doing the karma and trying to do the only bhakti, but not having the full shraddha. Then what will happen? Understanding? You don't have full shraddha. That means you are not qualified to do the Ananya Bhakti. And you have qualification. What is the qualification of the karmi? Atyasakti, towards material objects. You have full attachment and you don't have any shraddha. That means full shraddha you don't have. You have full attachment. So that means that person is qualified for what? That person is qualified to the karma. So, but instead of doing the karma, he's doing the Ananya Bhakti. Then what will happen? He's not having the Ananya Bhakti, means he's not having Shraddha. He's just a frustrating, he'll get frustration, that's all. Because he will just dong, he will do the dong. Yes or no? That means without Shraddha doing Ananya Bhakti, what it means? It's a bogus. Then this is Sahajya. This is known as Sahajya. And similarly, one who has a full attachment and trying to become a Gnani, that means trying to become means he's doing the activities of the Gnani, but he's having the full attachment. Then it is dong hai ya nahi? He's having everything and he's just closing the eyes and trying to control the mind, but he's having the full attachment for the girl. And so first of all, to practice all these, you should be a detached person. That qualification you didn't get. And it's a bogus. But one who is having the full shraddha in the bhakti and doing the karma, it is also bogus. You should not do that. Once you have full shraddha and you are imposing on him to do the karma, then that is not good. So जो जिसका अधिकार है वो करो. Swesvenishta. So now, any case, that the point is main. If someone is here in this Gnana Marga and he did any mistake, any sin, abominable activity, so according to the Swesva Adhikara, he should not do any karma, but he should do that same yoga only by the strength of the yoga only, or the Gnana only, he is going to destroy his sin. Similarly, in the case of devotee. So that is the point. To substantiate, that means this Gnani doesn't need to come to the karma, do the prayaschitta karma. To substantiate this point, this Swesve Adhikare is said. Okay? It's clear? Swesve Adhikare Yanishta Sagunaha Parikirtitaha. So that's why Vishwanath is saying that only. So Swadharme Nishta, the Anushtaya Tasmin Anushtite Sadi Swadharme Nishta Tyagaha. That means if this Gnani is leaving, that means Gnana and doing the karma to do the atonement, then his Nishta for the Swadharma is gone. And Bhakti, if someone is doing any abominable activities done by him and he's not doing the Bhakti and doing the karma, means his Nishta in the Bhakti is gone. His Shraddha in Bhakti is gone. Then that's not good. So his steadiness, Nishtha is steadiness, his steadiness in Bhakti is gone. Then this Gnana Karma Dhyanavrit is not. So for the Ananya Bhaktas, many times we'll think that, oh, for devotees, there is no need of doing atonement. But provided if you are there, then you don't need. But if you are here only, then you should do. You are here only, actually should do. This is the point, actually. Full society our society is completely confused. Our society is in completely confusion. They don't know where we are and what is. And speaking. Yeah. Yeah. ठीक है. Okay, next. So swadharme nishtha tyagaha paradharma prasaktischa utah doshadvayam. Two things will happen. If he leaves this karma and comes here, that means he's leaving this karma. One mistake he did, and doing the paradharma is another mistake. He is the doer of two mistakes. Doshadvayam syat. Vastutah jnana bhaktiyoh pape pravrittireva na syat. Generally, jnanis and bhaktas, they don't do papa. Generally, they don't do. अरे सब कुछ छोड़ दिए, सब कुछ गया, काम से क्या है? So generally the mistakes will not happen because they are not, they're already there. So that's why Yasana is saying, in general, pape pravrittireva na syat. Yadi daivat syat, by the Lord if it happened, tadapi jnana bhakti yoga yogayoho jatyaiva parama shodhakatvabhyam eva. So parama shodhakatvat tabhyam eva swatah eva papakshayaha. That means these two are the very strong processes, Jnana and Bhakti. Compared to Jnana and Bhakti, Bhakti is really strong process. To explain that only example story is we are seeing. So Bhakti, how it cleans the, like a sun comes, then all the fog is finished. It will not be no more. In such a way it cleans. But the Jnana, how it cleans? So cleaning of Jnana is given with example of what? Burning of bamboos. That means when bamboos are burnt out, but the root of the bamboo is not is remaining, and once the rains are coming, then once again it's sprouting. So this, of course, this path is not so confidential. Is no, this path is not so strong like that path. That's Ananya Bhakti path. That is very powerful. But here there is a chance. So, but still he has to follow the Jnana process only, because Jnana process cleans the hearts. Chitta Sodakatvam is there. Parama Sodakatvam is there. So Satah eva papakshay ityataha gunadosha mai vidhi pratishedadikara kara madhye patitvam jnana bhaktyoho prayanoktam vedena kintu tayorapi madhye bhakti eva papa pravrittehe epi dosha darshanam. So sarvatra nishiddham prakruta, so guna darshanam cha tasya nirgunatvena. So vyakyasya manatvat jnaniyastu satvikatvat tasmin shamadhamadi gunadharmasya. So see, here this gnani is developing the vidya. That means he is becoming more and more, his consciousness is becoming more and more goodness. But he is becoming, his mind, his heart is becoming more and more Vishuddha Sattvam. That means transcendental, is crossing the modes. So that's why this is very powerful. Tada rajastamo bhavaha kama lobhadayascha chetayete ranaviddham stitvam sattve prasidati. It will be sattva, that means Vishuddha Sattvam is increasing. So that's why it is very powerful. In future also you'll be seeing. We'll be seeing fighting between these two in many slokas in the Bhagavatam. This we'll be seeing. Sometimes we'll be seeing this ladder, this, and sometimes this to this, and sometimes this to this, sometimes this to this, and sometimes this to this, sometimes this to this, and sometimes you'll be seeing some this to directly this, and sometimes directly this. This is Bhagavatam. Not Nishtha. अच्छा, अब मैं उधर लिखा क्या? वही सब बात नहीं, मैं ऐसे लिख दिया. इसका अर्थ ये नहीं कि निष्ठा के बाद ही. इधर से ऑलरेडी क्लीन हो, इधर से ट्रांसडेंटल होता जा रहा है. इधर से शुरू होते थोड़ा थोड़ा, तो लेकिन इधर से विशुद्ध सत्व after Nishtha it will come. Yeah, after Nishtha मैंने tada rajastamo bhava kama sittam, that means it's about to get the revelation, before the revelation, completely transcendentalized, before the getting the Bhagavad Prapti. Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana. Next shloka is Mukta Sangasya Jayate. Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana. What is that? No, not that one. Tada rajastamo bhavaha. Next one is तदा रजस्तम एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद भक्ति योगतः भगवतत्व विज्ञानम मुक्त संगस्य जायते. This is next. That means then this is completely his art transcendental. This is the pura complete rajastama gone goes means this is almost all. That means he is in the prema stage. So then after next is what? So mukta sangasya bhagavad tattva vijnanam jayate means direct experience of Lord. It is actually can take bhava to prema, bhava and prema. There in the bhava also we don't have experience of the Lord in the bhava stage, but just spuranam will happen, spuranam, but not the direct experience. Direct experience will happen. That means Lord is getting Lord's darshan, Lord hearing the Lord's sound and smelling and all this. Lord is kissing. All these will happening in the prema only. That means direct experience of the Lord will happen in the prema. It is explained in the Madhuri Kadambini. Vidyate Hriday Grandhi. ओके अभी ओके हाँ. अरे वो तो भगवत प्राप्ति होने के बाद क्या होता है बोला गया. भगवान की प्राप्ति होने के बाद आफ्टर गेटिंग दर्शन what will happen, that is said. That means drishta eva atmanishwara means after seeing the Lord in the heart, then what will happen. Okay, चलो नेक्स्ट 26 का भी पढ़ लेंगे अभी एक्सप्लेनेशन. कर्मिणाम तो स्वाभाविकेवो गुणदोषो इत्याह. कर्मणाम actually what they did they took this sway to the previous sloka only. That's why that's 25 in this marking. This 26 starts with the karmanam. Okay, 26 sloka what is telling? कर्मणाम जात शुद्धानाम अनेन नियमः कृतः गुणदोष विधानेन संघानाम त्याजनेच्छया. One who adopts this standard of piety and sin. So 26 and off. So one who adopts this standard of piety and sin, sincerely desiring to give up all past association with sense gratification, is able to subdue materialistic activities which are. So karminam tu swabhavikevo gunadosho ityaha. Karmanam jatyeva ashuddhanam anena vedi prachesheda rupa gunadosha vidhanena nimah deha geha. Saktanam karminam utpatyeva papa, what is that? Pasharatanam स्वाभाविक प्रवृत्ति संकोच. किमर्थं संगानां विषयासक्तानां त्याजने च अयं भावः. पुरुषस्य अशुद्धिर्नाम न प्रवृत्तितः अन्यास्ति न च सहसा सर्वतः निवृत्तिः कर्तुं शक्यते यतः इदं कर्तव्यम्. You all remember what is the story? So seeing the good and bad is bad. Gunadosha. So this we discussed now. Our whole chapter started with this only. What is the argument? So Lord said that seeing good and bad is bad. But Uddhava is saying that without seeing the good and bad, how we can do the good? We should see the good and bad. So Uddhava's point is this. So just to coming to back that means for whom it is needed to see the good and bad? Karmanam. So karmanam gunadosha. So karmis, they should they should see good and bad. But who became perfect in this Gnana Marga or the Bhakti Marga, they should not see any good and bad. So they should be seeing everything as either Krishna or the Brahman. That's all. Everything has the energy of the Lord. Like Uttama Bhaktas, they don't see any good and bad. So that's why karmis they should see the good and bad. Guna dosha they should see. It's good and it's merit and it's demerit. Because so that they can do the merit things. So that then they can come to the nivrutti. Otherwise, they will be always in the pravrutti. Pravrutti is also two types. Pravrutti based upon the Vedic karma, pravrutti based upon sinful karma. Yes or no? So then they will be in the pravrutti only. They will never come to the nivrutti. That's why that is needed for them. We'll go to next sloka. Chalo. अभी तो अच्छा है, ये तो लॉन्ग डिस्कशन होगा अभी. Once again. जात श्रद्धो मत्कथासु निर्विण्ण सर्वकर्मसु वेद दुःखात्मकान् कामान् परित्यागेऽप्यनीश्वरः ततो भजेत मां प्रीतः श्रद्धालुर्दृढनिश्चयः जुषमाणश्च तान् कामान् दुःखोदर्कांश्च गर्हयन्. Very important. Yes.
Having awakened faith in the nation of my glories, being disgusted with all material activities, knowing that all sense gratification lead to misery, but still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, my devotee never should remain happy and without me, worship me with great faith and conviction. Even though he is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment, my devotee knows that all sense enjoyment, sense gratification leads to miserable result, and he sincerely repents his activities.
जात श्रद्धा मत्कथासु निर्विण्ण सर्वकर्मसु वेद दुःखात्मकान् कामान् परित्यागे अनीश्वरः. So here Srila Jiva Goswami's commentary will be seeing this. कर्मिणामिति तैहि तत्र अनेनेति पूर्वसूचितेन कर्मशास्त्रोक्तेन इत्यर्थः. So karma shastra he already explained. Varnashram dharma, what is the do's and don'ts, he explained. So you are asking our Sri Charan. Already he covered in 2 chapters basic guidelines for the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. But we have to see for the time, place and circumstance. But idea is there here. He didn't. Krishna also covered that. But basic idea he gave. So anyway, so karma, how to decide? That is decided based upon the Varnashrama system. So that is already explained by the Lord in the 17 and 18 chapters, but not fully detailedly, but it is explained. So now, katam va karmanaihi eva karmane evam ahodah karmane vam hodah syaditi karma shastra graha संगमितः स्यात् तत्र कर्मणां वस्तुतः दोषत्वे तेष्वेव किंचित भद्रत्वेन गुणतया मतत्वं दर्शयन् योगस्य स्वभावगुणत्वं व्यञ्जयति कर्मणामिति किंचित अतीव Actually, numbering is completely different, Prabhu. Either other numbering galat chap gaya actually. So that's why problem is coming. Actually, Here 27 in this, and here 27 is different actually. The numbering is different. That's why matching why is. One second, just 2 seconds. Karma Shastraha Sangamitaha. So Sangamitaha Syat Tatra Karmana Vasudaha Doshatvepi Teshveva Kinchit Bhadratvena Gunataya Matatvam Darshan Yogasya Swabhava Gunatvam Jayati Karmana Kaschit Ativa Tiktaha Nimbo Asti iti Loke Mishta Tikta Tadjata Vyapadesha Iva. So Jatyeva Ashuddhanam Karmana यदि गुणदोषत्व विधानं तेनेव संकोचय कृतः कथं संगानां त्याजने च सहस. So just previous sloka I am explaining, and I will come to this. Jiva Goswami, what he is saying. So see karma, previous sloka I am telling, karmanam. So karma is completely, is really bogus. Karma is bogus only because it's complete totally reject, because karma cannot be directly useful to go back to the Godhead. From here anyone can go like this directly. Karmi going to the absolute truth, is it possible? No. That means karma is not at all, so is completely rejectable. This is, but leaving this karma in total is very difficult. So that's why what you have to do, you have to leave. So karma before leaving total, you see the good karma in this guna dosha, you should see this good karma, this bad karma, like that. So keep on seeing the guna dosha of the karma. You have to finally, so leave the bad karma, slowly good karma, and then you can leave totally so karma. So that's why karmis, they should see the guna dosha, so to leave the karma. That's why that is the point is said in the previous sloka. Now come to the present sloka. So jata shraddha. So jata shraddha matkathasu atha bhakti margam vivrunoti jata ityadina एवं इत्यतः प्राक् तत्र श्रद्धा इति युग्मकेन कथया इत्युपलक्षणं मत्कथासु एतदेव केवलं परमश्रेयः इति जातविश्वासः अत एव अन्येषु कर्मसु उद्विग्नः किन्तु वर्तमानेषु प्राचीनपुण्यकर्मफलभोगेषु एवं भूत इत्याह वेदेति. सो ततः ताः वेद इत्यादि वाच्याख्यात न निर्विण्णो नातिसक्तो इत्येवं लक्षणाम अवस्थाम आरभ्येव इत्यर्थः. Only this sloka will do and will go. 1 second. अभी नहीं होगा ये, अभी नहीं होगा. This that wing, that's very important wing. So few more points are there. तो ऐसा बोलने तो बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन कुछ पॉइंट्स मिस हो जाएगा. आई विल टेल टुमारो. हाँ, आई विल टेल टुमारो. Sorry, Prabhu. I am not able to finish. 10 slokas are remaining. Tomorrow we'll finish this and start the next chapter. अभी हर्री में नहीं हो पाएगा. अभी saturation हो गया गाड़ी. Okay, any questions? Anything? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.